Welcome to YTC on the Go. Today we're gonna talk about planning. That's one of my very favorite parts of starting the vacation. So sometimes I might enjoy the planning even more than the going in some instances. But for our family of 5, it takes a bit of planning to make things efficient when we're traveling. So one of the things that I want to talk about today and walk through is kind of how we start the planning process. So there are a few steps and a few things that we do in order to figure out the best deal for us. So one of the things that I want to do today is take you along for a little bit and talk about the planning for our trip that we're going to take to Universal Studios. My youngest is finally tall enough to do the Universal rides, and to some extent I think he's old enough where he's not going to be as scared with like the Velociraptor and things like that where he would have been as a 3 or 4 year old. I don't think that he would have enjoyed it as much, and why we ended up doing Disney when they were younger. And now that they're getting to the appropriate age, you know, we love the Harry Potter movies, and so we're very excited about the Harry Potter world. So what I wanted to do was talk with you guys about how we start planning for a large trip like that. So to get us started, I usually start with the main page at the place that we're going to go, just to see what my starting point is. A lot of times that's our starting price, that's our starting information, and then what we try and do is make it cheaper or more efficient, depending. So it may not be the cheapest option, but it's kind of what we are looking for after that. So to get us started, we're gonna go to the computer here and look at Universal's website. So you'll see it up here where we see, you know, they've got 3 different parks. They've got Universal Studios, they have Islands of Adventure, and they have Volcano Bay. Now, just knowing a little bit about Universal, I know that I do want to do the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that I want both of the Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure because they have the Harry Potter train that goes between them. And so that's one of the rides that, you know, I just know that we want to do. So I haven't researched rides yet. I haven't researched the best method to do it, but I'm going to take you and we're going to kind of do a series through planning for Universal, what to expect, what the price is going to be, and kind of the best thing that may or may not work for us. So hopefully it will help you if you're planning a trip to Universal as well, because we have never been. So this is the first time. I have no benefit of, you know, going and having the knowledge of what worked or what didn't. So we thought we'd start a series as to doing the initial research. So here we've got Universal Studios, we've got Islands of Adventure. They do have Volcano Bay. Now for a water park and us, we aren't as much water park people. My kids love it, but it's just not one of those things that we're gonna go to Florida to visit a water park. We're going to do the things that we don't necessarily have here. So the first thing that I wanna do is I'm going to explore the tickets and see what options we have. They do say that they have the best price guarantee. As we're looking here, we are not Florida residents, so that's a no for us. And then they do have an annual pass option, and one of the cool things is that sometimes the annual pass is better than the others. So they've got the park to park ticket, which is the one that we are looking at, and then they have the 1 park per day, which you could also do to make it more beneficial. So I'm going to take off Volcano Bay because I want to do park to park. And then if we go, we would visit for, say, 5 days. So that's kind of what we'll start with. We're going to look at that and see what just the ticket price will be. Then we'll kind of compare and see what a deal is that they have going on. I saw a deal for $86 a night and 5 nights that they're running, so we'll kind of look at that as well. And then I actually am going to try out the annual pass too, to kind of see what's involved there. A 2-park 5-day ticket looks to be from $352 per day. So $70.60 per day for the adult and $68.60 for a child. And then the child only goes from 3 to 9. So for a $2 discount for a child, that's not a huge difference. So you get both parks. You can do 5 days, but it has to be 8 consecutive calendar periods. And then you can also get select live entertainment venues from City Walk. So, of course, it's non-refundable, non-transferable, etc. So it does look like you have to select a date on here. So that is a difference as well. So let's say I need 4 adults and 1 child is all that I need. And then let's just pick some random dates. Sometimes the date really makes a difference. And the thing that I like about this is that they have the calendar up. So if we're going soon, we'll see those prices at $75 a day. December gets a little higher around Christmas, it looks like. But we're not looking until next year. So looks like we get a little cheaper in the January timeframe. And then February starts to pick up the price again. And then let's see here, March, and maybe I don't want to go until the kids get out of school. So that may be later down the road. So let's go look at April and May. So May's about 76, April's really not any better. Actually, it's worse in some respects. So I'm just gonna pick right after the kids get out of school. So say the kids get out of school the 20th. So let's say we'll start the 21st. And we're gonna go for 5 nights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the days that it picks because those are the total of the time. So I can add it to my cart. I wanna see what the taxes are running as well as we're calculating into this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add them into my cart for right now, just to see kind of what our other options are. So if I go to the next step, we will see I have 2 parks. I've got the pass in there. If we want to do, to skip the regular lines, it's per ticket, $119 per ticket. So that would it's gonna more than double my ticket price to get the unlimited park pass and the express passes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to archive that a little bit to the side and see what happens. So what I usually do is start an Excel worksheet because I love Excel. So I'm gonna put Universal 5/21 is my date. And then for a 5-night tickets only, the price is $19.95. So I'm going to kind of hold it there just so that I know what that is. And then I'm going to do the Express Unlimited is oh my goodness, I cannot type today while you're watching me, $119.99. And the Express Pass is $89.99. And that is per ticket. So for us, you gotta multiply that times 5. So that adds up quite a bit for us to kind of have a cheaper trip to Universal. So that's probably not something along the lines that I'm going to do unless it has some amazing benefits that I am unaware of. So my next step is any extras that we want to do. So here we've got the Universal photo package. I like to take our own videos, and so the photo package for us isn't probably beneficial. And then the VIP experience is $200 per day, so that's $1,000 extra for us per day, where you get VIP tours and theme park admission. So anybody that loves it would probably do that. for our first trip there, I don't think that that is going to be on my list. And then of course the Volcano Bay photo package as well. So for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get my total cost. Okay, so you do see that I have taxes included in there. So the tax for this package, which I do like to kind of keep separate, just so that I can notate how much of it was taxes, is $124.80. So the total for just the tickets alone is going to be $2,044.75. So now comes in the fun of checking into the hotel costs. So we're going to kind of do a package to give us a start to see what the difference is there. And then the other thing that we're going to do is check those annual passes and see what it is. So that's where we're headed to next. All right, so I am going to remove this from the cart, just like I said, and I'm going to continue my shopping. So to get us started, I am going to change from tickets. So I'm in tickets here, and I don't want to do tickets, so we're going to see if it'll let me go back to just Universal. And from there, I want to see what special offers they have. So they've got some Florida residents, you can explore the park, and then they talk about some of the places to stay. So there's quite a bit there. I'm gonna go to deals and specials and see what specific items that they have available here. So they've got Florida resident offers. I'm not a Florida resident, as I said, so we're gonna do featured offers. So this is the one where I saw the 5-day, 5-night vacation. So that's kind of what we started out. Per person per night. So it looks like it might be a pretty good idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the booking. We'll see what happens. So you can call, if you have a travel agent, you can book through your travel agent. We do work through a travel company as well, so we do have that ability, and so I will work through that as needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my booking. It has certain dates that it lets you do. So it'll tell you, it looks like October, November, December. So it starts in January through April. So we looked at the prices, and actually May was kind of a little bit cheaper than April, but let's go ahead and let's adjust and see. Let's say I would let the kids get off of school for a week. They would be excited to do that. So let's go ahead and start Friday. Actually, I'm gonna start Saturday the 2nd. And go through 5 nights. So 1, 2, 3, 4 through the 6th. And so look at that. 2nd through the 6th. Perfect. And then here comes the fun part, is I have 2 adults and 3 children. So we're gonna see what it does for us. Say my oldest is going to be 14, 11, and 7. So I'm going to update. I don't have a promo code at the moment, but that's an option to start looking at, as maybe there's some promo codes out there. So I'm going to start the booking here and see what the availability for the 5 of us that there is. So you do have the ability to pay per month. Not something that we will do. We'll just pay for it if we're going to. Looks like we've got Universal Adventura Hotel. So I don't know a whole lot about it. It looks relatively beautiful. I will do kind of hotel check-ins as we move through. So for right now, I'm not going to dig into a whole lot of info as to kind of what I have. But it looks like there's Cabana Bay Beach Resort as well. And it is $432 cheaper. So personally, you know, as I compare those, that's probably the one that I'm going to take. I don't necessarily want the Aventura Hotel, but I'm going to kind of look at both of them to see if I have any benefits. So I am going to go ahead and archive these on my spreadsheet. I am going to go over to Excel here, and I'm going to say Aventura Hotel, 5 nights, And I'll probably just kind of move that over underneath this section because that's kind of where I talk about tickets only. Is $29.18.55. And then I'm gonna go to the Cabana Bay Resort for the same 5 nights. And I'm gonna select it because that's probably what I would do until I look at the extra details anyway. So I'll kind of check those out here in a minute. But we've got all of the options here. So it looks like we get early park admission. So I'm gonna add that for both of them because both of them notated. I don't know what the additional theme park benefits. Oh, complimentary transportation. So that could figure in depending on how we're gonna get there. And then we can charge privileges. I don't necessarily, and complimentary delivery of merchandise. We're not huge shoppers when we're on vacation for that type of things. We shop for experiences, not necessarily stuff. So that may not be a big benefit, but definitely the complimentary transportation would be. So we'll kind of keep that in mind. So there are 2 current promotions. So it looks like there's an exterior entry. I don't really like exterior entry. So 2 queen beds and a pull-out sofa with 430 square foot suite. So bathroom, kitchenette with mini fridge, microwave, and sink. Mobility accessible. Hearing accessible. So there's poolside with roll-in shower. Okay, so probably not my preferred items, but we're gonna go ahead and for right now, just do the included family suite. I probably am gonna notate that here with the exterior entry. So when I changed the hotel, that got us down to $24.86.54. So I'm going to notate that price. So that is the tickets plus the hotel cost with Cabana Bay. So we've got that. We can then go to the next step. This one only has 4-day tickets. So to compare them, I need to flip it to 5-day tickets. And so that is going to add that in there. So it may be even more expensive when we do this. So I need 4 adult tickets, 1 child ticket. I'm gonna select those same dates. I'm gonna add them to the cart and let's see what happens. Okay, so I've got multiple tickets in here. I'm gonna remove the 4-day park-to-park tickets and put the 5-day ones in. So that does change my cost a little bit, but not extensively. So really, to get the same comparison, I've got $2,559.20. Okay, and then let's see if that, I'm not gonna add probably too much to it. You can get a British breakfast at 3 Broomsticks within the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, or a Leaky Cauldron breakfast. So those are kind of cool. So let me add those. I don't know why you can't buy those. And they're the same price, so I'm just gonna put those out here. $19.16 for an adult. And $13.83 for a child. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of hold those. That might be interesting if we're at the park. I usually don't like to have breakfast when it's going to waste our ride time. I would rather do a little bit later meals, you know, just grab a granola bar or something, depending on the hotel, if we have free breakfast or otherwise. And then, you know, spend most of the time at the park with the rides. But still a cool experience, so maybe worth it when I do a little more research. So it's all about research when we're planning. That's my favorite part. So I just wanted to take you guys along with me why we did it. So we're gonna go ahead and not add them for right now. And then to do a transportation, it looks like they've got a shuttle from the airport as well. I'm not gonna add it for now and see what happens, because that is pretty expensive for the 5 of us. So it's $39 times 4 plus $29. That means it would be $185 to shuttle from the airport. That is round trip, but that's a pretty expensive shuttle for me. We'll have to look at what a rental car would be and some drop-off items, and that's if we fly. We may decide to drive, depending on what we want to do. So that also kind of figures in. There's so many options. What do you do with all the options? That's what we're looking at today. So I've kind of got that. I'm going to go ahead and do next step because I want to see if that total actually includes my taxes. And so it does. So that's my full price for those. So I'm going to actually edit this real quick because I do not like the external room, and I'm going to go to the Adventura Hotel, and we're going to see what the options are there. So pretty similar on the actual room. You still get the additional park benefits, nothing new there. So everything's the same for that hotel, even though it's $432 more expensive. So I do like that you've got that. So we get a whole kid suite, so you do get some extra spare room. So you get 2 twin beds and a king bed, and then a couch that converts. So total of 5, that's how many we have. You can do the kid suite with the 2 queen rooms, but look at that price. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just do the included options here. We're gonna remove those 4-day tickets again because they're just giving those to you, but I kind of wanted to see what 5 days would be. So it looks like the price did go up to $29.91.21. So not a huge difference from what we had for that extra day of tickets. So that 5th day of ticket for the whole price added less than $100 for all of us. That's $20 for that extra day of tickets. Even if we just get a little bit of time at the park, 4 or 5 hours based on whether we fly or we drive in, it was still worth it to add that 5th day because it is so cheap. It's less than 1 day ticket for one of us to do all 5 editions. So it was well worth it. Okay, so we know that the total includes everything. So now, just for the fun of it, we're gonna do one more thing really quickly, and that is go back and we're gonna look at tickets. So I am just going to go back here and we're gonna start over. So I'm going to look at what the ticket cost would be for annual passes, because I'm just curious now as to what that would be. So 2 park annual passes, that's what I'm looking at. So for our last stop, we're going to do a annual pass to see what the cost on that would be. So we're going to go ahead and look through and see what we've got for annual passes because we saw that option earlier. So we're going to click it. We've already talked that we're going to do the 2 parks for right now and not do the water park. And of course, I'm not a Florida resident. So we're going to look through here and see what we have going on. So there's the Premier Annual Pass. So we can pay it in full, $624. That's a pretty high cost. Let's see what that includes. So you get both the parks, which we talked about, and it includes free admission to select special events and 1 admission to 1 night of Halloween Horror Nights. So you don't have to buy a separate horror night ticket. You get it included. So it also gets Universal Express after 4 p.m., 1-time participating rides and attractions as well. So maybe that's not so bad because we looked at those express passes earlier and they're pretty darn expensive. So you get free valet parking, so free prime parking and free self-parking after the first visit to the park. So gives you quite a few extra items as well as early park admission 1 hour prior to the scheduled park opening. So for the $624, you do get some extras. I'm not sure that we would do Halloween Horror Nights because of our little one. Like if it was not with him, we would maybe consider it. I think that's probably the only thing that would just really kick it into making that Premier Annual Pass worth it for me. So for now, we're gonna kind of close that one. Let's check out the Preferred. So if we look at the Preferred, you get both parks, of course. You get free admission to select special events and discounts. Free self-parking. Now, if we drove, that's beneficial. I wonder though, we only need 1 driver. Something to think about. You do get the early park admission as well as calendar year basis. Okay, something to think about there. So Preferred Annual Pass does get the free parking. Let's check the Power Pass. That's $3.99. So on the Power Pass, okay, you do get some blackout dates. So it looks like Christmas, New Year, spring break, Easter, and then Christmas time for 2022. So not too bad, but you do get both of them for 1 year. And again, you get the select special events. You get the discounted self-parking. So you don't get free parking, you get discounted self-parking for that one. All right. And our last option is the seasonal. So that's $50 cheaper. Okay, so you get the same blackout dates except for July. So you can't go the month of July. And seasonal pass holders are blocked out of Universal Florida Studios the entire day, so you can't go to the 1 park. So I think you can go to the other. Okay, so that is the difference for the $50. You cannot get Universal Studios Florida during the concert days. So I don't know exactly what dates those are without looking, so we'll have to do some more research. We definitely will not go in July. It is way too hot. So if we plan around spring break and Easter, I think we would be okay there. And we won't go at Christmas. That's a pretty busy time for us here, so we won't go at Christmas time. So really maybe not such a bad deal. I'm going to go ahead and let's see what the price would be. So let's say we're going to go ahead and do the seasonal price for 4 of us. And then I do like the free parking. So I'm going to go back up here to the Preferred and add 1 of those. Because this is the one that, yes, gets the free parking. So I'm going to add that to the cart. Oh, I must not have got the ones below here. Nope, got to add them to the cart. $18.49. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the next step. We talked about the large expenses for the express passes. I'm not sure if they're worth it at $119. I'm gonna think about that. Or you can do the one-time pass for $89. So for right now, I'm not gonna do that until we do some more research. And so we're gonna move on over to, you get the same options for photos that we talked about. So we're gonna skip on through that to the next step. Okay, so the total is $1,970.20 for annual passes. That actually is not too bad of a price. So let's look at that on our spreadsheet. Okay, so here I've keyed in the $1970.20 for a season pass for tickets only. And of course I've notated the no concert days and all of the ones we talked about. So look at that. For less than $50 total, $10 per person, we can have season passes over the tickets only. So that is a really cool thought. I didn't think about going to Universal next year more than once. Not sure I can survive more than once, but if we did have season passes and it was worth it to go down multiple times, that $10 per person really isn't a detriment. And then it would be some other costs that we would have to line in. So for now, I think that that is definitely a consideration that we need to make. First of all, if we're going to go for the annual passes versus just going once. So that's going to have to be a discussion between my husband and I to kind of see what our thought process is. We need to check out our budget. So for our next video, we're going to look at our vacationing budget, kind of what we save, how much we have allocated, and could we go more than one time? So I think we'll check into that next time. So please like and subscribe if you like to see more of the content and more of our planning as we work through Universal and deciding the best fit for us. So just remember, your adventure is right around the corner.